Hello and welcome to Japanese craft beer reviews. And we have just recently changed our name from Beering in Mind Beer Reviews to Japanese Craft Beer Reviews. And so I hope you're able to find us okay. I had trouble with Beering in Mind over the last year or so. People would search for it and would find Bearing in Mind instead. Well, in any case, today we are starting a new series of beers from the Two Rabbits Brewing Company in the Shiga Prefecture in Japan. And we looked at some of their beers earlier. You can go back and find, I have a Two Rabbits playlist. You can go back and see the beers that I had in that series. And I ordered some beer from them again, and we're going to look at 5 different brews from them this time. Two Rabbits Brewing Company was started by two men who met while they were studying at Kyoto University, working on MBAs there. And one was from Australia and one from Mongolia. And they decided that instead of doing an MBA, or I guess they finished their MBAs, I'm not sure, but they decided that their business project would be one together, and it would be a brewery and a tap room. And apparently, the story I heard is that they put a series of possibilities into a computer program to find out where would be a good place for them to open a brewery based on things like water, transportation, convenience here and there, price, expense. And the computer spat out Omi Hachiman in Shiga Prefecture, which is a small tourist town. In fact, it's not a very heavily visited town, but it's a very pleasant place. I've been there once. A small town on the shore of Lake Biwa, which has some nice canals that run through the town, canals from the lake. And so they established their brewery in Omi Hachiman, Shiga, and they also have a tap room there called the Rabbit Hutch. And this place, it's on the east side of the lake, Biwa, about an hour from Kyoto, maybe less. In any case, they seem to be doing okay. And on Rate Beer, they have 44 different beers, on Untapped 54 listed. I've had only a few of them, perhaps 10, I think. In any case, we're going to look at 5 different beers from this company, and we will see how they go. And now we'll look at another Two Rabbits beer, and this is the 3rd one in our series of 5 that we're looking at now in this term. And this one is called Two Rabbits Billabong Brown Ale. And it's a 6%er. Some websites have called it an IPA, and another called it a dark Cascadian, but not a brown ale. So, Cascadian lager or an IPA. So we're going to test this out and see what it has. It's a 6% beer, and it has malt, hops, and the 3rd ingredient listed is orange peel, which is kind of interesting. Billabong is an Australian term, which, and I had to look this up. I mean, I've heard this for years, and perhaps I used to know what it means, but now I don't. And so I had to look it up, and Billabong is actually what we might call an oxbow lake, or where a section of river has kind of sealed itself off and made a kind of pond instead. Where people can go swimming or something like that, or it also refers to a dry riverbed, but basically where a river has kind of taken a bend and then since cut off that section and formed its own route and left a kind of pond in its place. So it would be an old river, definitely. If you look at how the Mississippi flows in certain areas, it takes these big, huge loops and loops back on itself, and then eventually silts up, so that big loop becomes a circle of water, and then the river just flows on by itself. On rate beer, this one has only 3 ratings, an average score of 3.57, pretty high. And on Untapped, it has 101 ratings, an average score of 3.55. So the rate beer and Untapped scores are very, very close here. And I think we want to give this one a go. Okay, well, it is brown, kind of turbid, hazy brown color. It's kind of like dark apple juice or something like that, with a solid finger of kind of spongy off-white head. Carbonation, what do we see rising from that? Cannot quite see through it, but let's give it a go. Okay, aroma right away. The nose tells me Cascadian, but let's see. It's not dark enough. No, it's not dark enough for that, or not fruity enough for that. Yeah, it seems more like an IPA to me. Very malty. Very, very rich malt, kind of rough caramel. Some spicy hoppiness in there. Orange peel. I mean, there's a bit of spritziness that you might get from something like fresh peel, but I'm assuming they're using dried orange peel in this. I don't know that, but perhaps it was fresh orange peel. I don't know. The nose has this kind of spritziness that would suggest a kind of citrus oil sort of thing, but which we wouldn't probably get with a dried orange peel. Very tasty. Kind of a rustic sort of feeling, a little bit rough around the edges, but very, very pleasant. So I'm going to guess that this is an IPA. And not a Cascadian dark. Just doesn't have the dark quality and kind of citrusy coffee notes that Cascadian has. So I'm going to call this an IPA. They may say it's a brown ale. I'm not sure. Very pleasant, very tasty. Good, rich hoppiness in the mid palate and finish. Yeah, very nice stuff. So you might want to give this one a go. It's called Two Rabbits Billabong Brown Ale, and if you happen to know Billabong somewhere, take a few bottles out this out there with you, and then go for a swim and have a nice cold one afterwards. Okay, all right. Two Rabbits does have a website, and they are selling online. That's where I got this and the others I'm reviewing. So go online and see, if you live in Japan, see what they have, and they have a variety of sets, and it's been changing over the last few months. I've been looking, so you can try out a variety of their beers. If you are in Japan, and certainly in central Japan, you might want to give it a go and go out to their place in Omihachiman in Chiga and try them out. They are open. Okay, that's it for today. Next up, another Two Rabbits beer, and I'm looking forward to that as well. Bye-bye.